Um, we're going to move away from simple ifs again and using if-elses for nesting. We do this a lot for input checking, as you'll see later. And in this program, we're going to decide if an applicant is going to get a special interest rate if they're currently employed and they are a recent graduate. So if we followed combinations of yes, yes, yes for employed and yes for recent graduate would be yes, you get it. Yes, no would be no, you don't get it because you're not a recent graduate. No, yes, you don't get it because you're not currently employed. And no, no would be you're not getting it because you're not employed and you are not a recent graduate. So look at the structure over here. First we ask, are you employed and have you recently graduated? If they are employed, then they continue with the decision-making process. Otherwise, they're just going to say, you must be employed to qualify for the special interest rate. And as you'll see a little bit later, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. So the yes-no is going to be a little bit of a problem. Now, if they are employed, let's look at recent graduation. And if they are, you get the special interest rate, of course. If they're not a recent grad, then they'll tell you if you want to qualify, then you have to be a recent grad. Okay, so let's run these over here. And as we'll discuss, this one is going to be a little bit of a problem. First, we'll start with the yes, yes case. And of course they qualify for the special interest rate. Now we're going to do the yes, no. So yes, you are employed and no, you're not a recent graduate. And it will tell you you must have graduated recently to qualify. So that's totally correct. We do the no, no. Actually, that's the slightly problematic one. Let me zap through this. Let me go back to the yes, no. So yes, and I am employed. No, I have not graduated recently. So here you must have graduated recently to get the special interest rate. And now we go to the no, no. So somebody is not employed and he is not a recent grad. So not employed, not a recent grad. And you get the message, you must be employed to qualify for the special interest rate. And let's say that you're now really motivated to get the special interest rate and you're going to get another job, so you're going to apply again. So over here, now you're employed, but you haven't graduated recently, still haven't. And then they say, oh, you must have graduated from college in the past 2 years. You must be a recent graduate. And your response might be like, yeah, you could have told me that a little bit earlier before I busted myself trying to get a job, and now you're still denying me. So that's a little bit of a problem with these messages over here. I would probably replace this with you must be employed and a recent graduate to qualify for the special interest rate. But that in and of itself would be a problem again, because if this is a no and you are a recent graduate, if this is a no, then it will tell you you must be employed and a recent graduate. and you are a recent graduate. So, this is not a really good construct because it does not cover all the bases appropriately. But it does show you the structure of a nested if-else, where the first if has its own nested if-else.